Hi everybody, this video is recorded to give you a brief introduction to the different science combinations that will be offered to you in 2021 when you move on to Sec 3. So what choices do you have? If you look at these two syllabuses, you can either take up a combined science in physics and chemistry in Sec 3 or a combined science in chemistry and biology. Okay, so these are the two main choices. If you are currently in SBB taking Express Lower Sec Science and you do reasonably well, you can choose to take up the Express level combined science also in PC or CB. If you are currently not in the SBB and you do very well for your Lower Sec Science exam at the end of the year, you can also be invited, and we are more than happy to welcome you to take up the Express level combined science physics chem or biochem. Alright. So the exam structure for the combined sciences look like this next year. When you take the science combinations at N level, you'll be offered to take up either physics chemistry or chemistry biology. So be it you are taking chem, physics or bio, each of the chem, physics and bio papers look like this. Okay? You will be sitting through a 1 hour 15-minute paper for each of the sciences, 50 marks in total. So times 2 is going to be 100, out of which 20 marks will be MCQ, 30 marks will be structured questions. If you take up the Express level combined science, it is a bit more demanding. You have to sit for 1, 2, 3, 4 papers in total. So these 4 papers will be, the first paper is 40 marks of MCQ. Whether you choose physics chem or chem bio will affect whether you take paper 2, 3 or paper 3, 4. You will take 2 of them, each of them is 65 marks, 1 hour 15 minutes. And the last paper is a paper 5. This is a practical component which is not tested in the NA combined science syllabus. So this is your lower secondary science syllabus. You have finished chapter 1 to 19. All these in green are the chemistry related topics. All these in blue are the physics related topics. And all these in red are the biology related topics. So you see that over 2 years you have been exposed to quite an even spread of the 3 disciplines of science. The idea is that the lower sec science is supposed to give you a clearer understanding of all 3 different disciplines of science, and then you make a very good judgment at the end of Sec 2 to choose what you want to do in Sec 3. Science chemistry is compulsory. You can't choose to do it or not to do it. So quickly to run through the curriculum with you. The science chemistry syllabus is supposed to give you some knowledge about the studies of experimental chemistry, theoretical chemistry, and of course to develop a good skill and attitude in science. Chemistry is a very flexible science. It is a strong overlap between physics and biology. So when you learn chemistry in Sec 3, you will learn all these things about separation techniques, element compound mixture. You see that many of these things, even bonding, atomic structure, they are kind of covered already in Sec 1 and Sec 2. Okay, we are going to build on your foundations, and then when you go on to Sec 4, you go into more details about studying at metals specifically, organic chemistry, all these fuels, crude oil and air. So if you do chemistry, which you will be assessed as such. In Sec 3, there will be some assessment that involves you making models of atoms, molecules. Of course, there will be some practical based assessment, making some posters and so on. Now, this is where you have to make a choice to do either chemistry physics or chemistry biology. So if you choose to do physics, physics syllabus is going to be broken down into a few themes. The first theme is on mechanics, the study of motion, the study of forces. So you learn about kinematics, explaining how things move, mass, weight, density, forces, turning effect of forces, how things rotate, pressure, energy and power. After that, you move on to the theme of waves, different types of waves like sound wave, electromagnetic waves. Then you learn about heat, anything that is heat related, how energy is transferred. And then lastly, we learn about electricity. This is one of the most important inventions that drives many of our current appliances. The aim of the science physics syllabus is really to allow you to have the scientific thinking, to think like a physicist in a kind of logical sequence, pattern recognition, and to be prepared to go into the applied sciences or any science related courses beyond your N-level studies. So just to give you a bit of teaser about what to expect. In lower secondary science, you must have seen examples like this, when an object is released from rest, this thing drops, and then we learn about energy conversion. Also, GPE is lost as it travels down towards the sea, and then KE is gained. So in upper sec, we are kind of doing the same thing, but just in a more complex situation when the object is not just released vertically, but it can be moving diagonally up a ramp, so on and so forth. And you should have seen examples like this, right, in electrical systems. If you enjoy doing this, if you enjoy finding like resistance, using this resistance to find the current flowing through the circuit, using the battery EMF to find I total, then you will enjoy doing this in upper secondary, where you are going to be dealing with more complex circuits that looks a bit more messy, but then it's like solving some puzzle to find the current here and there. You got to enjoy doing this, otherwise you will find it a pain to bear through that 2 years. If you take physics, how we are assessing you will be through investigative assignments. You to conduct some practical to investigate a certain theory. We are going to teach you how to do product design, and of course some research and presentation skills. Who is suitable? Okay, if you are one of the following people, if you are genuinely interested in the physics stuff in lower secondary science, or if you're good with numbers, you're comfortable with algebra, comfortable with moving variables here and there, in mathematics, or if you are keen to have a career in any of the following fields like engineering, data science, IT, lab technician, laser, optical, systems analyst, if you are keen looking into any of these fields, then physics is going to be very important for your future career. Okay, who is not suitable for physics? If you generally find it very hard to understand circuits, if you find it very hard to understand force, what is a force, what is a push-pull, very hard to understand kinetic energy, or if you find that mathematics is really causing you a lot of struggles, or if you have difficulty visualizing how things turn, visualizing how things look like in real life, translating paper diagram to real life diagram, if you have such problem, then maybe physics is not really suitable for you. Okay, then the other option is to do biology. In Sec 3, the things that you learn are as such. We learn about the cells, how things move. These are your diffusion, osmosis, enzymes, nutrients. So similar to physics, many of these things you have kind of learned in lower secondary, but you see that in upper sec bio, we also go more into plants. I don't think you have seen much of plants in lower sec bio. And then in Sec 4, we go in detail about nutrition, respiration, reproduction. In terms of assessment, how we assess you in biology, we do a lot of case-based studies. Case-based studies just means looking at cases, medical cases, medical conditions. We do some practicals as well, and of course concepts are very important in biology, so you are also going to be assessed on whether you understand and also can identify misconceptions. So just to give you some idea, the kind of questions that you expect to see in biology. So for example, you learn about the repro system already, so we are going to go into more detail about, for example, IVF. Then they are going to ask you questions based on what you have learned on top of your lower secondary science knowledge. Some things that you haven't learned, I don't think you have learned much about the heart yet, right? So we learn about the different chambers of heart, how the pressure in the heart changes when the heart is pumping. Like I mentioned, we have more in detail studies of plants. So different parts of plants, different types of plants. When you do bio, you also should expect to see questions like this where you have to write. Yeah, you have to write many sentences in a 3-mark, 4-mark question. So if you really find it hard to write, if you find it hard to express yourself in English, if you find that my English is really terrible, I don't know how to even write a proper sentence, then bio might really not be too suitable for you. Okay, so we are happy to have you if you really have an interest in how living things work, plants and animals, if you are proficient in reading, writing, understanding, and to some extent memorizing. Then you can't get away with not being able to commit some memory work in biology. Or if you are just keen to go into life sciences, medicine, nursing, dentistry, zoology, flowers, botany, or pharmaceutical sciences, genetics, all these are what we call biomedical sciences, medical and life sciences. If you are interested, bio is going to be important for you. Who is not suitable? If you are just no interest in how things work, no interest in plants, how water moves up the xylem, no interest in how your heart work. If you are more keen about electrical circuits, if you are more interested in forces, then bio is not for you. Okay? Or if you generally just hate reading, you hate to write, you hate memorizing things at all, then bio is not suitable for you. Okay? Or if generally you are just not keen to go into any of the life sciences. Okay, so we really hope that all of you make a very good informed choice. This is going to affect your next 2 years of combinations and subsequently your N-levels, which will affect your subsequent post-secondary education. I would say go with your interest, go with your heart. When you enjoy doing something, you will naturally do better in it. If you need any advice or further information, please feel free to contact us. I'm Mr. Lim Kang Yu. You can email me, or you can email Miss Chu. She's the subject head of chemistry, or Miss Jessie Lee, subject head of biology. We'll be more than happy to meet you, or meet your parents, or to talk to you, and to figure out what is best for your subsequent options. Thank you very much. We hope to see you do well and enjoy yourself in upper set, and look forward to hearing good things about you in the future.